If you have been wondering which of the devices that you may own or may want to purchase are best suited for outdoor productivity, then this video is for you. I've been driving down from Vienna about 5.5 hours to the northern Adriatic Sea. I'm here in a marina and the sun is shining. It's slightly clouded, but it's a very low angle. We have 9 o'clock in the morning, and I've compared and put all of my devices which are commonly used, so mobile equipment, and let's see how they stack up against each other. So here you see a comparison of a couple of devices that I'm using, and let's go first to the directly lit background screens on the notebooks. This is on the left the MacBook Pro M1, which has quite a bright screen, but still in sunlight it's barely visible, and I have a matte screen protector on it. And on the right you have the HP Elite Dragonfly Chromebook, which has a 1000 nits screen, but still it struggles in direct sunlight. So maybe the angle is wrong, maybe it's better visible like this, but still there is nothing to compare. So here you see definitely the brightest backlit tablet is a particular device by Sailproof. It is intended for sailing and outdoors. It has an edged glass screen and 1000 nits, and it holds up very well. It is quite readable in direct sunlight. Here we have two devices which are interesting as well. On the left is the Onyx Boox Palma, which is the best pocketable e-reader from my perspective, and on the right it's the Bigme Hibreak, which is a real smartphone, and it has a Kaleido 3 screen, so you definitely see the darker background. Let's move here to the Remarkable 2, and you see that it is actually even slightly brighter, or at least at the same level as the Onyx Boox Go, but also visibly brighter than the Remarkable Paper Pro because of the different screen technology. And this is a black and white only device. On the right side we have the Onyx Boox Tab Ultra C, which is a Kaleido 3 device, and it has the typical darker, slightly grayish background, which is a result of the RGB filter. Here we have the Pixel Pro Fold, the inner screen, but also, this should be also very bright, but you see still in bright sunlight there are some limitations. Let's go now to the Freewrite Traveler, which is a device, as I've mentioned, this is actually only a glorified typewriter which can do nothing else, but it has an e-ink screen and it's perfectly readable in bright sunlight. Here we have got now the Onyx Boox Go 10.3, which is, as you know, a black and white e-reader with a very, very bright background color, and it displays text in a perfect way in bright sunshine. Now here we have the Remarkable Paper Pro, also perfectly readable in bright sunlight, and actually displays a crisp text, in this case also only black and white, to make the comparison somehow fair. So here let's have a look at all of these devices compared. I hope I can somehow manage to bring this on one screen, or at least a little bit better visible. And you see definitely that, for example, the Freewrite has now gone in sleep mode. But if you are writing purely text, the Freewrite is a perfect device. If you are going to read and handwrite and annotate, then these e-ink devices, all of them are readable in bright sunlight. But you see clearly that the Kaleido 3 screens on the Bigme and the Onyx Boox Tab Ultra C, which you see here on the left and on the right, are the worst compared to the other devices, including the Remarkable Paper Pro, which is also color. So if you compare the black and white devices in bright sunshine, they are always going to be the winners. But if you need color, and color is a big argument for the Remarkable Paper Pro, if you compare those, then the Remarkable Paper Pro is the clear overall winner for outdoor readability. Again, comparing to the self-lit or backlit screens, conventional notebooks always struggle. There is an app which is available on the MacBook Pro, and I'm going to enable this now. Give me a second. So I have now enabled the backlighting enhancement of the MacBook Pro. This is a third-party app, and this allows you to boost the screen brightness to 1000 nits, which is otherwise reserved on this device for HDR content only. So it makes the whole thing a little bit better, but if you compare it to those devices, to e-ink devices, actually there is no comparisons. Yeah, so it is really of a different league on its own. Now, after this test, you have seen that, of course, any backlit devices like laptops and also the smartphone, even if they advertise the Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold with a very, very bright background, but it dims down very fast when you use it in bright sunlight. The same happens, by the way, for iPhones and any other device I'm aware of. So that is significantly different from the e-ink devices, which are perfectly suitable for all of your outdoor activities. So if you want to read, if you want to annotate, if you want to take notes, or even if you want to type and you are looking into some sort of smart typewriter with an e-ink screen, not necessarily Freewrite. There are a couple of options now coming up, like the ZeroWrite, which is based on open source, and the Bring Your Own Keyboard thing, which is only a display and you can attach your own keyboard. So there are a lot of options available. But then, of course, there are other use cases where, for example, you want to watch a YouTube video in bright sunshine. Okay, the frame rate may drop to, I don't know, 10 frames per second, but if it's more the content and if it's more the sound and what the YouTuber is going to tell you, then maybe this is still okay. And you can't do that on any Remarkable device, obviously. So if your use cases are like that, then you may consider Kaleido 3 Android-based devices. Your use case, of course, is very subjective, so all of these comments that I'm making are related to my personal workflow and how I use the devices. If you're interested in some more in-depth comparison of the screen and some close-ups using a macro lens, then I'm recommending this video, and I see you in the next one.